Alright, time now is 12:15 afternoon on October 4th. It's Mary's birthday. Shout out to Mary. My first love, I guess. Um, so, yeah, I slept from like 4:15 till 12. Extremely late, I know. Because at the very end of the night, I finally finished the script and turned it into a PDF form, and I DM'd Cliff, who I want to be my DP, and Ken, who I want to be my PD, production designer. And Ken immediately responded, saying, oh, cool, let me check it out. So he read it, and he said, nice story, which is a cool compliment, I guess. I guess it's not great. I don't know, every time I share my story to someone else, it's embarrassing because I feel like an idiot. Because all of my story ideas sound better in my head. The moment I share it to someone else, it's like, okay, fuck. I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry. Um, uh, but he said nice stories, so at least there's that. And Ken isn't the kind of guy to lie. Um, and I explained more to him, like my production ideas and how we can improvise, and all that stuff. Um, and um, and then I also asked him, oh, by the way, how's Film 33 going? And he said, oh, it's going fine, and there's not much drama, not that I know of. Everyone's getting along. And I asked him, what are you doing? What's your role? And then he said second AC, which is really interesting. So why is everyone I know in the camera team? Kiara is a camera operator. Freaking Cliff is a first AC. Justin was first AC. Everyone are ACs. Everyone's in the camera team now, I guess. Okie dokie. Um, but I'm glad they're doing well, and I'm glad. I'm low key a little bit jealous. You know, I wish I was in their class because it seems like their class is having so much more fun. But at the same time, I'm also low key glad that I had my class because I get to experience the chaos that, that really is what Film 33 is known for. So, I don't know, here and there. Yeah. So Ken told me that actually he's also planning a shoot in winter right after Film 33 ends, and it's a decently big shoot. It's 20 pages long, so about 20 minutes. And he went to this conference place called Hot Rod Cameras and met a bunch of DPs there, and he befriended a guy who owns an ARRI camera. What the fuck? So he's planning to make something huge um, there, and he said he would need help. And I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, I'm interested in helping. And he said, yeah, because I'll be very busy, I'm not sure if I can be your PD. I don't think I can. And fuck, look, man, this Ken is the only Asian person I've ever met who has expressed interest in being a PD. So I literally can't ask anyone else. I'm not gonna ask a white guy to do it because the short film is so rooted in Buddhism and the Chinese slash Taiwanese slash Hong Kong flavor of Buddhism. Even if a Japanese person tells me he wants to be DP or she, it's, you know, I don't know. It's a little different, man. I'm sorry. So if Ken truly, and I tried to convince Ken, I'm like, hey, it's not gonna be that complicated. It's a 1 day shoot, and I don't know, you can be co-PD. I mean, at the end of the day, PD is just a title. You can do whatever you want. Just add some input in the art department, and I'll name you PD. And if Ken declines it, I still have Zen Yilin. I just said her full name. God damn it. It's fine. um, I still have Yilin. I don't know why I keep saying her full name because it doesn't make sense to just say the last two words of the last two characters of someone's name. It's just weird. But I still have Yilin. But even so, it's a little different now. But yeah, at least the script is finished. I can start moving on to pre-production, and hopefully it goes somewhere. Hopefully the script goes somewhere, and hopefully I get to shoot something cool. Hopefully I get to submit it to more festivals, make a name for myself, maybe, and yeah, I really want to meet DP friends and PD friends and producer friends in Hong Kong. Like, I really want, especially producer friends. A producer friend would be so damn useful. They would be so damn useful if I can find like a producer friend, and I don't know where because BU is like an impenetrable wall. I can't really get in. I can't really know anyone. Um, and my mom thinks what I want to do is to visit sets and look at big film sets, which is cool, but that's not really the point. I want to do things and I want to be in short films and I want to, even if I'm not in short films, I want to just know people in general and I don't really know how. Maybe there are some Facebook groups in Hong Kong that are sort of like that. Maybe I should check that out. But yeah, yeah, that's tough. That's a real toughie. And it's been over a month and I still haven't met a single interesting person. It's been, I meet someone and I'm gone. I meet someone and then I'm gone. I meet someone and then I'm gone. So we'll see. I also woke up at around 9 a.m. and went back to sleep. One more thing is today I'm supposed to have my English tutor for HKTA. So hopefully the guy says yes this time instead of turning me down because he's busy the last two times. So there's that. Um, and that's it. That's it. Earn some money. Get the bread. Yeah. All right. Time now is Do I have new acne? Holy crap! I think I do. Okay. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay. Time now is 10:13 p.m. Let's wrap it up today. So nothing important happened today again. I was going to go tutoring at 4 p.m. and I texted the client's mom in the morning saying, "Okay, so I'm gonna see you at 4:30." No response. So about around 3 something p.m. I asked again. Question mark. No fucking response. So I'm like, I don't know if she's gonna turn me down or not. So I changed my clothes. I packed up and I left. And just as I was heading into the MTR station, into the elevator, I checked my phone and I got a text from her saying, um, oh, my son is doing some, like, he had to renew some uh, document, some form, some card, something. Um, but I promise next Friday I'll be seeing you. And I'm like, okay. So they have canceled on me the third fucking time. Well done. Bravo. Bravo. Um, I don't know. It's kind of expected. It's like, okay, they're just pranking with me. They're just playing with me at this point. But you know what? I'm going to hold out hope for this Friday. But I won't be terribly surprised if they turn me down again with some random excuse. Oh yeah, my son is abducted by aliens this time. Aside from that, I also had a 40 something minute long Instagram call with Ken, the Taiwanese, which came out of nowhere. Really interesting, really nice. Again, the shit like this is rare. Cause I don't know, I just don't have phone calls with Natalie. I don't have phone calls with with old world people like here. So this is really interesting. But I essentially I talked to him a little bit about Film 33, and he said it's going really well. There have been a couple moments where Simon is acting a little egotistic, but nothing crazy. There's a moment where Simon was going to put up flats, and Simon's not really good at doing that. And Ken was like, oh, let me get someone else to do it. And Simon's like, no, 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 I can do it. And that's like the extent of it all. Like, whoa. And David's not causing any trouble. Leslie's not causing any trouble. Ken didn't say that, but if Ken didn't say that, then I guess that's the truth. So everything seems fine. Ken said that Andrew is a great director. Good to hear. And nothing else. Everyone's in the camera team, and nobody's in the production team or art department. In the campaign video, Avi Hai is the production designer, so I think that's like final. And then it says Cassandra, the Mexican girl, is in the directing department. I think that kind of probably means she's gonna be second AD or maybe scripty. But yeah, not much else. So today, after going out and I was drinking boba tea. Oh my god, Zara's calling. Okay, part 2. So another thing is this haunted house thing this Saturday. It's fully booked. So there are no tickets now, and Zara and Miriam and I won't hang out. And I'm like, well, are there any other places you want to go? And Zara's like, oh, I'm invited to this weird gathering place where a bunch of people are gonna gather in a giant field in Kuntong or something, and we're gonna dress up and eat pizza. And do you want to join? And I'm like, okay. I sort of struggled because I'm scared it's gonna be awkward. Like the time Potter invited me to this bonfire place with a bunch of black dudes. Nothing against black dudes, but damn, was that awkward. And I really don't want to repeat that. That was pretty much hellfire. So I don't know, but she just called me to confirm, and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's only $100. That is less expensive than a fucking McDonald's meal. So you know what? I'll just spend it. Besides, I will have nowhere to go anyways on that day. So yeah. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. I'm glad I finished the script. Really, really happy. And okay, oh yeah, I was talking about Ken. So Ken's Film 33 is doing well. And then he talked about his own short film idea. So he wants to make a short film in winter, and it's his own thing. He knows a guy who owns an ARRI camera, and it's not like an Alexa Mini or something. It's a 16mm film. But the problem is that the guy is going to cost. Whereas usually in student films, no one's getting paid, which is the optimal situation. So Ken is considering finding someone else with a film camera, but it's going to be a short film about a couple who has relationship issues, and they're trying to teach a chimp sign language. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. It seems really weird because it doesn't seem like something that Ken would do, but then also I don't know what's something that Ken would do. People probably already have an idea on what sort of short films I like making. Pain and suffering, supernatural type of short films, but I don't know what Ken likes doing. So this is Ken's idea. And I asked him, okay, so is it like in black and white, or... And he's like, oh, now you're asking the real questions, huh? You're asking the secrets. So he told me, yeah, it's going to be in black and white on film, and he's going to film it in sepia tone. And that's very fitting, because last night I just finished watching Eureka. And then he said it's going to be a 1.66 ratio, and he's going to try to win some awards with this. But the thing is, he has to rent a chimpanzee, teach it sign language, and shoot it on film. It's not like 100% he must shoot it on film. He can shoot it digital, but he would prefer shooting it on 16mm film. So that's really ambitious, and it's already late October, so you have like 4 or 5 months of pre-production, and it's around 3 locations, and it's about 20 pages. Bro, you need to start getting funding. So he hasn't done anything yet. He hasn't even written a script yet. So he needs to like grind. Like I'm already grinding. And then I told him mine. I tried my best to convince him to be PD. I'm like, okay, man, it's just a title. Like I don't want a white person to be PD for my story. And then he laughed. He's like, yeah, I get it. And then I told him, and I seem calculated. I seem prepared. I know that the crew size is gonna be 15 people max, but I'm looking at 12. And I'm considering the freaking Pizza Hut catering services. And I know the Chinese boutique shops, and I know empty Chinese restaurants or cafes or hair salons we can rent out for a day somewhere in Monterey Park or Alhambra. I know a special effects makeup artist, Shane, who can do the blood and gore stuff. Ken asked me if I've seen Qui-Gon, and I said yes, because the Sanskrit written all over the hand, that part of my script sort of reminds him of that. And I'm like, yeah, that part is literally inspired by Qui-Gon. And then I told him about Incantation, and he's like, wow, I didn't even know that such a film exists. And then, yeah, he's pretty impressed with my story, and I was like, whoa, I'm humbled, because whenever I tell people my story ideas, whenever I show people my story ideas, I get embarrassed because they come out silly. But Ken said he likes mine more than Passed Over, which is the one that they're doing in Film 33 now. Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much about it. So very bland, another really bland day where nothing happens. Pretty much, other than doing some exercises. I think I'm mastering a pike push-up finally. Not really mastering, but it's not really a pike push-up. It's the beginner's version of pike push-up. The knees are on the ground. But I managed to film myself do a couple pike push-ups, and I think my posture is correct. I think. But yeah, I gotta do more. Yeah, today's just another day, another thing, another day, another thing. Shout out to Mary again. Tomorrow I'm going to work. Excited for Perfect Days on Thursday. Holy shit. Friday, hopefully the tutor happens. Saturday is a silly Halloween thing. Sunday, I low-key want to just solo travel to Central, to Lan Kwai Fong, just to film people with a camera and just vlog and just show people how chaotic it is in Lan Kwai Fong in Halloween, because that's pretty much the only time I'm ever going to be able to, I guess, quote-unquote, celebrate Halloween in Hong Kong. So maybe I'll just go out there solo travel. Yeah, maybe next week if I have time. I realize I'm actually pretty free all over November. So if I have time in November, I want to just do some solo traveling here and there, and just enjoy life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I still feel lost. It's been 1 month here, and I still feel kind of lost. As in, I don't have the thing. Back in round 3, I had Film 33. In round 2, I don't have the thing. But Film 32 is pretty much the big part, and it was Pepper. But now I don't have the thing. I'm still going around in my own home, not having a lot to do, and yeah. But that's pretty much. Alright, time now is 1:18 a.m. I am exporting my thoughts update video, which is perfect moment for me to do a little rant. So, I got some bad news. So, the room I wanted to rent, for TripleLink is actually already rented out. So, Hussein, the guy from TripleLink, who is, I guess, my leasing agent, said, "Oh, great, your fucking, what was it? Came through. Your request came through. So here are your options. Room, Unit A, room 1 and 3. Unit B, room 2 and 3. What the fuck? So the room I originally requested, it's fucking gone. So I'm like, I originally requested this room. And he's like, I'm sorry, that's not available now. Great! So this whole process has been dragging on for over a month. And it's been so dragged on that I lost a fucking room. So I don't know what to do. So I asked him, like, do you have other options, like around $1,200? And he's like, well, Unit A, room 1 and 3. So that basically means a fuck off. I'm sure he's annoyed by me, and I'm annoyed too. So I'm like, fine. So I went to TripleLink.com and I started to look at random addresses and random houses. They're all either even smaller or they're too expensive. But most of the rooms I found are just smaller. So I don't fucking know. I really don't fucking know. Maybe I'll just go with one of the smaller rooms. But yeah, room number 5 is gone. And keep in mind that I have to live in that place, live in that room for like 3 years. At least, at the very freaking least. So, you know, it better be a good fucking room. So yeah, room 5 is gone. So I don't know. I either change an address or just go with a smaller room. But this is basically fucking stupid. So, I don't know what to do. I actually really don't know what to do. So that's really agitating me. But moreover, additionally, on top of that, I feel sad. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I don't know, maybe it's the film yesterday. Why the fuck did I just do that? Why the fuck did I just touch the paper? Hold on. On top of that, I feel sad. I feel melancholic. I don't know why. I just think I'm bored as hell. I made a tweet about it, and Retablo immediately called me, which is funny. But the call didn't go on for very long. But I feel sad. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know what's happening to me. I just feel like I'm nothing. And it's been a long time since I felt like nothing's happening. I feel like I'm thrown back to 2021. You know, the void era, where nothing's happening. Because the thing is, today, when my tutoring got cancelled, for the 3rd fucking time, yeah, it's a little disappointing. But it's just like one of those things where the moment something gets cancelled, I realize how empty my life is. And then I remember tomorrow I'm going to work. And I'm not excited about work. Unfortunately, I'm not excited about it. I'm just going to go to the office, sit down and do nothing important for a few hours, and then take videos of some kids again. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel nothing, unfortunately. I just don't feel anything. I just feel nothing about it. And then on Thursday, I'm excited to watch Perfect Days. But it'll just be like my meet with Iwai Shunji or Song Kang-ho, which are great, but I'll go to watch a movie and then I'll come back home. You know. On Friday, I have tutoring, but they're probably going to cancel on me. Saturday, I just said yes to Zara, to that Halloween thing, but otherwise I would have nothing to do. I have so much nothing to do. Unfortunately, I have nothing to look forward to in life at all. If it's not work, then it's friends. But the thing is, I don't have friends here. In the old world, I guess there's Zara and Miriam, but I'm like the 10th or 15th most important person in their lives, or maybe even lower. Like, nobody's in a strong urge to fucking hang out with me or talk to me. Whereas in the USA, I got people like Cliff and Ken and Michelle and Tova and Naja And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, people actually, like, call me and shit. But in here, it's like I got nothing. Okay, if it's not work, then it's friends, except I don't really have much in terms of friends. I don't really hang out much. So, school. Except I don't have school. Today is the first time in my entire life where, for this long of a period, I don't have to go to school. I mean, the first time since I was like 5 years old, I guess. No, even at that point, I was in kindergarten. But I've like nothing right now. I'm so lost. And I just feel like I give myself goals whenever I feel lost, and my 3 goals were make lots of money, meet interesting people, and make a bit of a short film. I think 1 and 3 are doable. Number 2, probably not. But even if I've achieved number 2, I feel like I'm still missing something. I still want something. I feel like I haven't truly achieved what I want to achieve by coming back to Hong Kong. And it gets even more depressing when I think about going to USC and all I can think about is going to Ralph's, walking back to my apartment, carrying heavy plastic bags on my hands, cooking, struggling, not eating well, not sleeping well, surviving one day at a time. I feel soulless. In LA, I feel like I don't have a soul. In here, I feel bored and I feel purposeless. It's like wherever I go, there's nothing. It's almost like it's impossible for me to be happy. It's like it's impossible for me to find a meaning in life. I feel like there's nothing interesting. I went to 2 film sets in Hong Kong, and both of them are really underwhelming. The Fruit Chan set felt like nothing. It felt like nothing happened. It felt like I'm not going to meet anyone interesting there. It felt like I'm not going to make any progress there at all. And then back, my mom's university, that was like, I wish I hadn't gone because I didn't make any real difference. I spent 1 hour and 20 minutes traveling all the way to Kowloon Tong to BU just so that nothing happens. I feel like I'm dipping my toes into swimming pools for 3 seconds and then leaving and then going to another swimming pool to do the same, leaving and then going to another swimming pool to do the same. I can never truly dive, unlike what I did in Santa Monica for the last 1.5 years. I dived into Santa Monica and I dived in deep. But in here, I just dip my toes in swimming pools, and it's either because the swimming pools are really small, or it's because the people are not letting me jump into the swimming pool, or it's something like that. And I don't know why, and it's so boring, and I feel stuck, and there's nothing fun or interesting with life at all. Like, there's nothing interesting to look forward to. I don't know why. I really feel like I haven't achieved anything I want to achieve by coming back to Hong Kong. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. I'm sorry, but or maybe it's a film yesterday that's making me feel this way, but it's been 1/3, okay? I've been here for over 1 month. And I feel like I've achieved nothing. I feel like I've achieved nothing. I feel like I've done nothing interesting. Again, if it's not work, and when I have no friends to hang out with, and I have no school, no projects, no assignments, what the fuck am I gonna do? Just make more YouTube videos, work out and exercise, make more YouTube videos, watch movies in my room. I'm just killing time by living here. I'm just killing time. And in USC, I'll be making progress, but I'll be surviving a day at a time. I can never truly be happy. I want to not kill time and have a soul at the same time, you know? Or like, yeah. I don't know why. I feel like I just need to experience something. I want to experience something. I want to be invested in something. I feel like for the last month, I haven't been invested in my own life as if I'm invested in a TV show or a movie. I want something interesting to happen to me. I don't know. I'll be honest here, I want to fall in love. Or at least I want to be interested in someone. Or maybe no. maybe what I also need is to get in a fight with someone, to beef with someone, like the Netflix show Beef. Like maybe I need to find someone to beef. Maybe I want to travel somewhere. Maybe I want to have a mini vacation. Maybe I want to fly a plane, take a flight, go to Taiwan for 3 days, go to Japan for 3 days. Maybe I just want to go vacation somewhere in new territories. I don't know. I just want to make something. I just want to do something. I don't know what. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I need. I don't know why do I feel so melancholic right now, but I I just feel like I'm wasting time, and even if I'm not wasting time, I'm still wasting time. If you know what I mean. Even if I'm not killing time by watching movies and listening to music and making YouTube videos and doing nothing in my room, then I'll be going out there, going to work, visiting film sets. But neither of those things are getting me anywhere. So if I'm not wasting time, I'm also wasting time. And even hanging out with Zara and Miriam, they don't really mean anything. It's cool and all, but it's like picking up ashes after the house is already burned down. It's like there's nothing to be done. Secondary school is over. I'm not starting anything new or interesting. Nothing's happening. I'm sorry, but nothing's happening. I'm sorry, but nothing's happening. And I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. And I feel like nothing's happening. And oh, God damn it. I don't know. I wish I could just like call Natalie and talk to her, or maybe call fucking Cedric and talk to him. But like, neither of them give a shit about me. Okay, let's be honest here. I think they're the kind of people who, like, you know, you hang out with, and you know, yeah, sure, whatever. But I'm not even in their top 100 most important people, so they don't really have any incentive to speak to me at all because I don't matter to them anymore. I don't freaking know. I really don't. I really need to figure out what I want. I need to set a couple more goals for myself. A couple more goals. Because I feel goalless. I want to be invested in my life. The same way I was so goddamn compelled to be invested in something in Film 33. Like, Film 33 was fucking insane. Like, just the build up took a whole year to hype up Film 33. Like, when I took Film 31, people were already talking about 33. When I took 32, people were talking about 33. And then it finally came, and it's a huge thing, and I feel like I'm in a movie. It escalates, it's exponential, and I hit April, spring break, the end of April, it's crazy, I fell in love, and it's pure chaos. There's so much drama, and I feel like I'm in it all. I'm actually invested in something. It's not like the world is ending or anything like that. It's not like I got cancer and I'm fighting cancer. It's something silly. Something silly, like drama, and falling in love with a mentally unstable girl. It's silly, but it works because it's exciting. Because there are characters that occur in my life again and again and again, and they make differences. And I'm invested in them. And hopefully they're also invested in me. I have nothing but my own bedroom here, unfortunately. I want to be invested in things. You know, go to a fucking... go somewhere and do something. And I don't know, just go somewhere and do something. Just I don't know. I thought, by coming home, I thought I would be in for another adventure of sorts, like a life adventure. You know, maybe I get onto film sets, and one set leads to another, more people lead to more people, lead to more people, which leads to something big. Or maybe I can start English tutoring and it snowballs into something unexpected, like fucking Parasite. Um, or maybe I reunite with Natalie and Cedric, and I don't know, we go back to the past or something. I go back to the secondary school, everyone comes back, there's a reunion. I see Mary again, or something like that. Something big, something eventful, something revealing, something enlightening. I want to be enlightened. I want to be enlightened by something. I want to have a spiritual experience. I just want to do something. I so desperately need to do something. I don't know. Yeah. Fuck. And right now it's like I want to eat something, but I'm also not hungry, but I also want to eat something at the same time. I don't know what's happening to me. I really don't know what's happening to me. Yeah. I don't know. I just need to be invested in something. It's like the Void era all over again, honestly. And it finally hit me that it's gonna be like the Void era all over again. Like, I'm just gonna start going solo traveling. If I have nothing to do, I'll revisit some places here and there. You know, and it'll be a nice, enlightening experience, I guess. I've always wanted to solo travel with someone I love. Then it's not solo, but imagine the ancestral halls in Camden, which are, I think, my favorite places ever in Hong Kong, aside from my own bedroom. Or, I don't know, traversing somewhere in the deep forests of new territories. Just adventure somewhere, just survive somewhere. Be with someone. I wanna hang out somewhere in the depths in the middle of Hong Kong all overnight until like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. until sunrise. I want to do something like that. Like, those are things I got to do in LA, by the way. Like, I was presented a chance to witness the sunrise in the beach, except I can't because I need to sleep. Right after the Haruka shoot. You know, I was presented a chance to try weed, for fuck's sakes. I was presented a chance to confess to a girl. I was presented a chance to, you know, do things like make interviews and, you know, take revenge against the professor. And here I have nothing, unfortunately. Like, I'm not. If the same things can happen in Hong Kong, like, it would just be perfect, wouldn't it? Like, Hong Kong has the best settings for anything. Yeah. I don't know. I just want to be invested in something. Alright, time now is 10:45 a.m. on October 25th. So yeah, slept from like 4:15 to 10:30. Very late, I know. I just spent a while last night just reflecting and thinking about, you know, what I want. And I really don't know. I really still haven't figured out. But what I did figure out is when I was brushing my teeth last night before bed, I looked at the 3D floor plans and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just get room 3. I'll just get room 3. If I can't get room 5, I'll just get room 3. It's a little bit smaller. It's just a smudge smaller. Because here's my rationale. Here's my rationale. When I wanted to get room 5, it was around $1,200 something. maybe it's $12.90 something, maybe it's $12.40 something, right? So the next biggest digit is $11.98. And yeah, that's either a $50 difference or a $100 difference. $100 difference is quite a bit, but 50 is not much. So I'm not losing that much space anyways. I can still make do. If I can make do in this room, I can definitely make do in that room. It's gonna take some skill and expertise, but I think I can make do in that room. So I just told the leasing agent, okay, fine, I'll just get room 3. And he's like, okay, great. But yeah, today I'm just going to work. That's it. I don't know, I'm still thinking about being invested in something, you know? I mean, it's true. When I went back, even in round 3, in Santa Monica, February and the first half of March are boring. So I guess it does sort of make sense that my life here, it's been 1 month, but I shouldn't really expect that much to happen within 1 month. Yeah. But even so, I don't think anything will happen within these 3 months. But if I really want to be invested in something, I want to first of all be part of a story, be part of a narrative. Yeah, like again, Film 33 is a narrative because people partake in it, experience shit, and get out broken and damaged. And I sort of want to do that too. And film sets is definitely one of the things. Last night I actually went to Facebook, and there's like and I thought, you know, earlier this year in January, I found my actress to for my short film through the Facebook. So I thought if there's a Facebook page for finding actors, there are probably Facebook pages for finding short film crews, and there are a couple. I found them out last night, but they're used as if they're for actors. But there are indeed posts that are for, you know, for crews, and they're paid too. So hey, I can make some extra money on the side. So maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll find a crew hiring post and then I'll just roll with it. I'll hustle. Also, I just want to meet people. I want to know what university life really is like. And I don't want to touch PU because, you know, my mom's there, you know. But what if I can infiltrate a little bit of Hong Kong University? What if I can infiltrate a little bit of, I don't know, Chinese University? I just want to infiltrate a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah, my chest is sore, which is great news. It's a good thing. And yeah, I just want to know people, you know, just get to know people, and yeah, and just really be invested in a person, perhaps. Alright, time now is 11:19 p.m. So yeah, I'll be quick. So not a lot happens today again. Just went to work. So in the morning I planned to do an album review. I didn't even do that because A, I wasn't motivated. B, I had a stomachache. Again, just like yesterday. So I went to the bathroom and then I had to immediately go to work. I was late for half an hour, but it didn't really matter because I basically have nothing to do at work anyways, other than logging more video footage, writing down what happens in every single footage, every single shot I did on my camera, And that's basically just it. And then whenever I get tired or bored, I would switch over to looking at um, these shots I got in the BTS of ends and means, and that was so much more entertaining because rewatching those clips really made me rethink a lot of things and really made me see like, oh my god, right, that was happening, oh my god. It really brings me back. So I'm really like, one of the wisest decisions I've made this year is really bringing a camera to the ends and means set, because um, you know, if I and Tova are not doing this documentary, no one will. So we're fucking destined to do this. We're the chosen ones. Um, yeah, I didn't have time to shave. I wanted to shave, didn't shave. Um, yeah, and then at around 5:15, I went downstairs to buy quote unquote dinner, but it wasn't really dinner. I wasn't that hungry, so it was more of a sort of an afternoon tea, and it is deep fried fish again, as if I didn't already have that in lunch, but it's different. It's a deep fried fish fillet. I think it's cod, and then with potato chips, more like fries, but I'm just gonna call it chips because fish and chips, and then a side of a salad, but it's like Hong Kong style fruit salad, so it's like canned pineapples, chopped up coconut cubes, laced in Thousand Island sauce, and they're all in the same box. So the salad is cold, but the fish is hot, and they're in the same polystyrene box. And apparently it comes with a drink. I don't need a drink at the moment because I drank a lot in the last couple of days already, but fine. So I got lemon tea. That's it. Then crossed the road, went to, or not cross the road, but I went to another spot and went to the place that I always go to take videos of kids in that one class again. And this time around, I think I'm even closer with the kids because multiple children this time around, like I think 3 or 4 of them, actually talk to me. Like there's a naughty kid. This time he actually got distracted in the middle of a game. It's the fruit game where there are like 4 baskets, and each basket has 4 units of space. So it's in 4/4 time signature. And then there are these fruits, like an apple is basically I forgot the names, but an apple is like, bup bup. An orange is bup. A banana is bup. So you gotta build a rhythm in 4/4 time signature. But in the middle of that game, the naughty boy is sort of distracted and he starts asking me, how does this camera work? All these buttons, like what does this do? What does that do? What does this do? And he's asking me because I pulled out the screen and it made it flip towards me so that I could do a low angle. And he's like, oh, the screen's pulling out. Why? And then the helper was like, hey, focus. And then another girl started like chopping my knees, my left knee. Another girl randomly started like doing this, chopping my knees with her hands out of nowhere. Another boy who is very talkative was like excited to see me. He like sat beside me and he's like, oh, what photos are you taking? Oh my god. So he didn't say oh my god, but it's kind of weird. But hey, at least this is like a real ethnographic field, like field study. Like I'm getting along with these kids. These kids at first don't know me, but now it's like they're getting to know me more and more. So it's kind of fun, in a way, in the midst of all this boring emptiness. So aside from that, nothing else happened. I made an Instagram story basically reposting news that Ho Xiaoxian suffers from dementia, which is really sad, and Leslie liked that story. So I'm glad she's alive or whatever. And there's nothing else. I just came back home, took a shower, had dinner part 2, which is some soup, lettuce, and flan. Homemade flan and jambu, which is a fruit that I haven't had in a couple of years, I believe. Or at least a whole year. And yeah, it's kind of. And then I played half with Decision to Leave. I was gonna go back to my room because I have 4 anime episodes to watch plus a movie, but God knows if I have the time. But yeah, at least I'll be able to sleep all day tomorrow, and I'm gonna go and head to Elements to watch Perfect Days at night. And yeah, not much else. Um, yeah, still thinking about being invested in something. I think the best place to start and the wisest place to start is really go to those Facebook, hiring groups, um, and just look there. Um, yeah, just look for one of those, hiring crew, crew for hire kind of posts, and just randomly do it because I'm just that bored. And apparently, the South China Morning Post wrote an article, maybe a small article, I haven't read it, about my younger cousin who has scored a goal representing Hong Kong in a German football match, um, which is cool. But it's again one of those things where it's like my elder cousin has a girlfriend, my younger cousin is on the news, and I haven't really made any huge achievements. Love and Death is probably my biggest achievement so far in my whole fucking life. Um, that short film I'm truly proud of, but even so, it only has like 400 views. I guess the other video is the SpongeBob meme video, which has reached like 12,000 views before it got taken down, but like that's the extent of my freaking power. I want to be more powerful. I want to be more influential. So I don't know. I think going onto Facebook page and looking for crews, looking for crew for hiring opportunities is a really good idea actually, because I meet like-minded people around my age who are also struggling like me, and we can share ideas and stuff. And I feel like those are the type of people, grassroots. I'm not talking about rich kids who already have access to equipment. I'm not even talking about people who are already ganged up studying film in Baptist University or City U or whatever. I'm talking about, more grassroots people. So I think we are the people who can truly make a change and have the ambition, have the motivation to do something like that. So yeah, but not much else really. Not much else. Not much else. Not much else. Not much else. I still don't know what I really want out of my stay in Hong Kong. I think I've already achieved what I really needed, which is good sleep, good food, gaining weight, and enjoying public transportation. But I have what I need, but I don't have what I want. And I don't quite know what that is yet. But, that's it. That's that. Yay for sleeping. Alright, time now is 1:06 a.m. p.m. on October 26th. I slept from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. Yeah. Woke up like 12 times in the middle, but it's okay, And I just woke up and I can't go to the bathroom because my dad's inside. So, yeah. As expected. But yeah, this is how I look in the morning. This is my hair in the morning. Fancy. So, yeah, yeah, so today I'm going to, at around 9 p.m., I'm going to go to, Elements to watch Perfect Days and hopefully see Yakushogoji. That's the exciting thing today. And then aside from that, I think I'm gonna go around the Facebook crew for hiring place to to um look for possible short film shoots. I'm just that fucking desperate. And again, I need to live adventurously. Like, let's not be afraid you know? I need to live adventurously. I need to have little to no regard about the well-being of my life here. If I want to have something exciting in my life, then I think I need to step out of my comfort zone. And in order to do that, I need to not care about my well-being. So fuck it. I don't know, just go to Facebook and just go hunt around, you know? In the USA, in Santa Monica, I'm like a government official in a small kingdom. Um, and then I cross the ocean and I'm here and I'm just a beggar. I was powerful there, but I'm not powerful here. I'm just a weary traveler with broken, rough clothes, with a walking stick, lots of facial hair, and people don't know that I'm good at this shit. But I can't just storm into the fucking palace and say, "Hey, give me a position in this government." I can't do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find small factions who are just as ambitious and just start from there. You know, you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and I feel like given how small the film circle is, at some point, if I join these small factions, it's gonna lead back to the center. It's like a spider web, just like LA, except this spider web is even smaller. So, I don't know, I feel like it would be very helpful if I just meet 100, 1,000, a million people within the next 2 months. You know, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be amazing, and I feel like 10 years down the road, when it comes to Hong Kong cinema, I'll be, like, oh wait, you know Enoch too? Oh, holy shit, you know Enoch too? Oh yeah, you know, it'll be that kind of situation. Yeah, I really want to pee right now, but I can't. So that's amazing. Um, I guess the other thing I could count on for being invested in something, I actually have no idea. I just want to meet more people in general as of now. I want to have a story. I want to adventure. Maybe something outside of film. Um, I don't know. I really don't know yet. Um, I really don't know. Um, all I can think of is film. Film. That's all in my head right now. But I want to have multiple things that I can. I want to have multiple things that I can count on. Yeah, and then when I go back to LA and USC, it's another thing. I'll be starting at a new kingdom at USC, the kingdom of USC, and I'll be somewhere in the lower, but I'm on track to go into the government official. But here, I'm just a fucking beggar. So, okay, Cliff's talking to me. At least people are talking to me from LA, not here. Yeah. Hopefully something interesting happens in the next 2 months. For real. I mean, I think I've had, similar thoughts. You know, in round 3, back in February, I was worried, oh my god, like, you know, it's gonna be boring, but hell no, it's actually the least boring round yet. It just hasn't really reached the core yet. And then Um, and then I think in the beginning of round 2, I also had similar thoughts. Or not really, but you know, it escalates. I don't think it'll escalate in Hong Kong because I'm not in some sort of film school, whatever. I feel like I'm in a school, like an institution, where I constantly meet the same group of people again and again. Things are bound to happen. So, yeah. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the Film 33 doc. I think that documentary will be extremely fire. That's something that will definitely... If there's one thing I could be extremely proud of after leaving Santa Monica, it's that documentary. Yeah.
渋谷にいらしたときは17個のこの東京トイレットがあります。ぜひそこで東京に来られたときは用を足してください。
係咁，佢就話套戲入面都有嘅，咁就有17個呢個咁靚嘅廁所啦。大家有機會去到東京嘅時候咧，都可以試下喺嗰度放下一啲嘅嘢嘅。Thank you.
Alright, time now is 2:50 a.m. in the morning. I'm eating pineapples and some strawberry flavored snowy mooncakes. So yeah, nothing all that important happened today. Woke up at 1 p.m. and I did very little. Filmed and edited a couple album reviews. I watched half a movie, had dinner, edited my college update video really fast, and then just basically went to Premiere Elements to watch Perfect Days. And thankfully, Yakusho Koji showed up, so that was really cool, albeit for a very brief time. So it's cool that I saw all these freaking celebrities after coming back to Hong Kong, so that's one of the coolest things. But that's about it. Came back home at around 1 a.m. I originally thought that I'm just going to take a shower and immediately go to bed, or maybe I'll just stand up and walk around a little bit, but I guess not, because I still have some time. So yeah, another very empty, boring day. I guess one thing that happened was I signed the TripleLink lease, so now I officially have room A3 of that very unknown address that I will not share. So I officially got that room, and it's $1,198, so $1,200 essentially. But you know what? It's fine. It's a little small, but I think it's fine. Here's the thing. The last apartment I lived in, $1,600. This one is $1,200. I save $400 per month. Now I live in that apartment for at least 2.5 years because of USC, right? Because of USC. So let's do some math. You know what? Let's do it in my head. $400, 12 months. 4,800. 4,800 times 2, 9,600. 9,600 times plus 2,400. So half a year more. That is 120,000. No, 12,000. Right. Yeah, that's 12,000. So that's I saved 12,000 freaking US dollars, which is quite a bit actually, because the USC 2 tuition is 64,000 per year, and it's a small portion, but still, it's significant, you know. That to Hong Kong dollars is 94,000. So 94,000 Hong Kong dollars I saved. So that's pretty cool. So hey, let's go, boys. Let's go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I still haven't looked at the Facebook crew finding sites, but I should a little later. And another thing is, I found a new obsession today, and that is, I'm doing research because 2 days ago I started watching YouTube videos again from this channel called Jetlag the Game, and essentially they play tag and they play capture the flag and other games across countries, so it's like a traveling game and it's really fun. It's very Mr. Beast flavored, but it's very fun. And they traveled around Tokyo and they're all like confused because it's four white dudes from America, four Americans, and they're just confused like, oh my god, Japanese trains. And then I remember how I went to Shinjuku Station all by myself and I didn't really get lost. And I realized how much of a freaking pro I am. Like, that's one thing I'm really good at. You can literally just drop me off in any location in the world and I'll just figure out how to get around and how to buy food, especially somewhere like Japan, where I feel like because I watch a lot of animes and watch enough Japanese YouTube videos and Japanese films and listen to a lot of Japanese music to the point where I guess I'm better at Japanese than I have intended to, so that made it very easy. Plus the fact that I really like maps and I can read a map pretty fast made it really easy for me to be able to get around Japan pretty easily. So it's literally the second time I've ever been to Japan, but the first time where I get to actually have control over where I go. And I just went to Takasaki all by myself, which is kind of wild. So I actually sort of like that. So today I started thinking about, ooh, next time I go to Japan, I want to go to Kyoto. So I started doing research on Kyoto and where I should go if I ever go. So, sweet dreams. Maybe I fall in love with a girl and I could, go there together or something. I don't know. I'm just so fucking lonely. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also writing sort of a bucket list 2.0. Back in 2021, I had like a little bucket list of sorts. Before leaving Hong Kong, I gotta go to all these places and, try all these foods before I leave. And now I sort of have bucket list 2.0. Eat sushi roll, go to Palace Museum, buy a new Samsung phone, buy a new laptop, stuff like that. So I'm formulating a bucket list, and hopefully in the next 2 months I designate a few days to do those things. Another thing is I got a movie ticket to Anatomy of a Fall, which I completely didn't plan to watch in the cinemas, but I got one. It's playing in Hong Kong, and oh my god, I got an email or no, I got an Instagram story, like a sponsored Instagram story, like an ad about Hong Kong French Film Festival, and then like half an hour later, out of curiosity, I checked, and oh my god, they're playing Anatomy of a Fall, and I checked the screenings, and oh my god, they're nearly full. So I immediately bought a movie ticket. So it's crazy. The hype is real. But yeah. So next month I'm watching Killers of the Flower Moon. Possibly watching Time Still Turns the Pages. If it looks good and has good reviews, I'm watching it on the big screen. If not, I'll just wait for streaming. And then I'll watch Anatomy of Fall and possibly Anne Her's Elegies, but also as an excuse for me to visit M Plus Museum. So these are the 4 films I'm watching. I don't need to watch anything else. Like Cobweb, I originally wanted to watch, but you know what? I can just wait for streaming because it's not that good apparently. And The Evil Does Not Exist. Fuck. That's fine. That can wait for December if it releases in December. I don't even know the release date for that. And then of course after I return to LA, there are 3 more films to watch. Boy and the Heron, aka How Do You Live, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. Literally top 3 films of the year. Possibly. But yeah, I'm happy I saw Yakusho Koju today. I think it's really good. It's a good film too. I had to look up the whole time. It was a little uncomfortable. I'm also early by 15 minutes. I was scared that I would be late, but no, not at all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, time now is 12:28 afternoon on October 27th. Yeah, slept from 4:30 to 12:15. I woke up at 11:30 by the alarm. I went back to sleep, but I didn't really fall asleep. And I woke up like 12 times in the middle, for sure. I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, so today I actually haven't looked into the Facebook crew finding pages, so I gotta do that today. I'm gonna do tutoring, hopefully. And then right after tutoring, I'm gonna go run, I'm gonna go jogging, and that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, this is a new shirt. It's a little uncomfortable, but who cares? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Fuck. Leslie, Cassandra, the Spanish girl, and Jade, the French girl, are hanging out. They're making spaghetti together, it seems. So I'm happy for them. For some reason, she's like happy now or something. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. I can't just make short films. Looking for crew finding Facebook pages is like, yeah, it's pretty much the best thing I can do. I can't just stay in Hong Kong and make short films and post it on YouTube and join festivals. Even if I win awards, it's not gonna mean that much, because every single year there are hundreds and thousands of film festivals with multiple short films getting awards. It's not that big of a deal. It puts you on the map, sorta, and gives you a higher chance. Makes your CV, your resume looks good, but ultimately, the best thing to do is to really have connections and just be at the right place at the right time. So, yeah, I think the crew finding Facebook pages is literally the best bet I have. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I read I think a Reddit post about that, about how, this guy, he's 24 years old or something, and he's been making short films. He's made 7 shorts, 8 shorts, and he's been posting them to film festivals and competitions, and yet nothing's happening. And he's afraid that that's not the right path. And everyone in the comments say, oh yeah, that's not the right path. There's no right path. But if you keep submitting them to short films festivals, so what? People don't care about short films. And that's sort of true. People don't watch short films as much as they do feature films. You just use short films to practice and show off, but it's not going to get you anywhere all that much. So, yeah. And given that I want to make movies in Hong Kong, I should definitely establish a bunch of connections here. Yeah, so that's important. And connections that are same as me, I can't go to freaking BU and randomly just join a team. Like, that's not gonna work out. Like, I have to do it be, fair and square. I have to find some find some film lovers in the wilderness and go from there, I guess. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just thinking, because my way of doing things, especially if I were to sign up to be a scripty, my scripty notes will be different from your average Hong Konger scripty notes, probably. But I think doing it in my way is okay when it comes to like a low budget indie, not affiliated with any school kind of short film. I wonder how many of those are actually happening and existing right now, but I'm sure there are. Hong Kong has 7.5 million people. There's got to be some like film lovers out there who are desperate to make short films, and without paying too. You know, if you don't pay, I'm fine. I just need connections. That's all. So yeah. Alright, time now is 9:13 p.m. I'm drinking orange juice. I'm drinking so much stuff lately. I drank like a low sugar Fanta, which sucks, for lunch, and then now I have this. I had a huge freaking dinner. This is squid ink spaghetti, pork chops, and broccoli, and I feel full as hell. Yeah. Not a lot happened today. I guess the only interesting thing was going to Taiku and tutoring for HKTA. So this is my supposedly third job, but because in chronological order it happened as the fourth job, so it's now the fourth job. And I arrived really fast. I thought I was going to be late, but no, I was like 5 minutes early because it literally took 90 freaking seconds. 90, I'm not fucking kidding, for me to hop onto the train and then get off the next stop. 90. In LA that would have taken 20 minutes, and here it's 90 seconds. And the apartment, I couldn't figure out where it was at first, but I found out pretty fast, and I waited outside of the apartment building, outside of the lobby, for like 15 minutes. I texted the client's mom saying, hey, I'm downstairs. And then 10 minutes later, no response. And I texted her, which floor am I going? Still no response. A while later, he said, hi. And it's like ni hao. It's not just hi, it's ni hao. And then she basically said, oh, it's go up to this floor and go to this room. And I'm like, okay, coming. So I went up, I knocked the door, nobody listened. And I knocked again, nobody listened. Knocked again, nobody listened. I heard somebody's inside, but they're not answering the door. Finally, the fourth or fifth time, they opened up, and by then it was like 7:45. Yeah, I got in, and holy crap, it's like a full-on Chinese family, as expected. I mean, why else would they want English help? But the mom speaks Cantonese, but very poor Cantonese. And there are like 4 kids in that freaking apartment, but I didn't see their faces because they're mostly in their rooms. But at some point they would walk behind me, like walk past behind me. There's a table in the small living room, and there's the guy who I am tutoring. He looks tall. He is tall, and he looks he looks very mature. But he's actually in Form 4. And I asked him, and he doesn't speak a lick of Cantonese. He speaks Mandarin, so I went Mandarin full on, and it's fine. Like I'm actually way better at Mandarin than I had anticipated, because a lot of Hong Kongers really suck ass in Mandarin. I turn out to do okay, you know. He's nice, he's kind of quiet, and he's totally unprepared. He didn't have any books or past papers or homework, so he's got nothing. He probably doesn't even know that I'm going there to tutor today. So I don't know what to do. So I asked him to take out his iPad or whatever, and he has an iPad, as expected. And there's a website called DSE00 where you can find past papers. So I just pulled out DSE English Paper 2 in 2020 and told him to do part A of that paper. So we just did that for 2 hours straight. And he was really struggling, by the way. Like, he didn't know what to write. He doesn't even do outlines, and he's really struggling with words. He knows what to say, but he doesn't know how to express them. And I just realized, like, to me it's easy. Like me right now, as I'm talking in English, It's fine. Just words just come to my brain naturally. It's totally fine. But he's struggling, and I can feel why. You know, it's like he's trying to get words out, but it's not. He can't think of how, and you know, he doesn't know how to expand sentences. Like he writes a passage as if he's answering a question as fast as possible. But when I write a passage, when I want to write a blog or an article, you know, I write a sentence and then I expand upon that, and he doesn't do that. Anyways, it went on for 2 hours, and then I just left. And apparently he was told that it's 1.5 hours. I was told that it's 2 hours. I left, and the mom was like, "Oh, are you hungry? You can eat here." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." At around 6 p.m., she already finished cooking dinner, and a couple kids came out to eat. And then they disappeared again. But yeah, anyways, went back home, changed my pants, and I went downstairs and ran. I did a little jogging, a little joggery-do, and sweated a whole bunch. Came back home, took a shower, ate dinner, here I am. And like literally nothing else important happened. The STAPS tutoring girl, mom, asked me if I can tutor tomorrow on Saturday. And at first I'm like, I don't want to, because I want to just sleep all day and I want to just like, you know, chill. But then I thought, hey, you know, I should earn money while I can. So I said yes. And then she's like, 3:30, and I'm like, sure. Turns out I don't need to anymore. Right after jogging, the mom told me it's canceled because the daughter has to do something, go somewhere. You know, has another test or something. Another thing is, Anne Ho is in UCLA, and she even took a photo with John L. and Allegro. Whoa, so they probably talked. And that's really fucking cool, because she is one of the most important directors in Hong Kong film history. And so on one hand, I'm really happy that I got to meet Ewai Shinji and freaking Yakcho Koji and Song Kang-ho and Fruit Chan, but then I missed out on Anne Ho. And the thing is, with all those 4 people, I didn't get to speak to them. But with Anne Ho, I could have spoken to them. So that's really cool. Apparently this is like Anne Ho's possible last film. So, yikes. I don't know. I want to watch it on a big screen anyways. But yeah. I really hope one day in the future I could meet Anne Ho or Johnny To or Wong Kar-wai and all the other legends and actually speak to them when I'm more successful. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else. I think last night or last night, Leia, not the Czechian girl, Leia from Hong Kong DM'd me about buying a digital camera, and she did her research. Like, you know, don't underestimate. You know, she's got 130 IQ or something. So she already knows the difference between full frame camera and APS-C and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you got it. And she wants to go for Fujifilm. If she wants to go for Sony, I can help because I'm a Sony boy. But okay, but yeah. And that's it. So tomorrow I am going to celebrate Halloween or something silly like that with Zara and maybe Miriam at around 8 p.m. And so I am going to have the entire afternoon emptied. So maybe I'll play Minecraft. I think I'm just going to play Minecraft. So yeah, that's pretty much it.